how are you, Mr. Kevin? Thank you for taking the time to assist us with our interview session. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Grace. I am a Southern University International Business student. The goal of this interview is to enable me and my teammates to gather data for my digital economy portfolio too. Our meeting will be around half an hour and we will discuss and help you to develop a consumer persona. For information, the interview is about interviewing a new potential customer that would like to consume K Newland coffee. Mr. Kevin, is it okay with you? I would like to record our session to help accuracy. The recording will help us during our transcript. It's just to show our lecturer as a reference. So may I have your approval now?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, that's good. Do you have any objection if I mention your name or in any point if I need it in my assignment?
No, not really.
All right, thank you. So first of all, could you please introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi, I'm Kevin. So I'm 26 this year. I work as a IT manager, some sort, something like that. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so may I know what's your education background?
My education background, I have a bachelor in finance, and after that I have a master's in business information system.
Oh, that's cool. So, all right. May I know what is your hobby? As I know you are a coffee lover, right?
Yep, I brew coffee myself. Because it's interesting. Yes.
Aside of brewing coffee, do you have any other hobby?
I play badminton. I play golf. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Okay, so do you mind if I ask what's your income level?
What? Do you have a range?
Like, upper average, something?
If I give you a range, between 5 to 8.
All right, that sounds good. Okay, so recently, do you have any goals in 5 years time?
Good question. I don't really have a goal for now.
Serious?
Yeah. It's what I do. I know what I do, and hopefully, maybe I found my goal.
Maybe
tomorrow, next year, who knows?
Yeah, true. Maybe from manager to CEO also.
CEO.
That might happen, right?
Yeah, who knows? 5 years is a long time.
Yeah. Okay. So, recently, currently, which city are you staying in?
I'm staying in China.
Okay. So, but do you have facing any challenges during your work time or your lifetime?
Challenges? Yeah. Driving to work is a challenge.
Driving to work. How to say it? Is it because of traffic jam?
Yeah, it's definitely because of traffic jam, and every day is just fighting because of jam.
Actually, can I know from your house to your workplace, what is the distance?
It's about 25, but then usually it will take around 30 minutes, but then with jam it's like 1.5 hour possible.
Oh.
But usually it's 1 hour. Yeah.
Time consuming. Okay, so as what you say just now, I think your interest, aside of brewing coffee, play golf, play badminton, any other interest? Maybe investment?
A bit.
Can you share what kind of investment?
Just index fund is interesting.
Okay.
Invest, just throw your money into index fund. I think it's pretty good.
So actually, average, what's the return for the investment?
For now, it's definitely negative because of market condition. So other than that, my drama is actually market condition. You see what happened, and then how the federal bank would actually respond to it, and then see people's reaction. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. All right. So one last question from me. So what is your biggest fear?
Biggest fear? Not enough money, I guess.
I think that is everyone's biggest fear too. Yeah, alright. So yeah.
Very subjective, you know. Like some people is like, oh, big spender, not have money. Some people is like, I'm not even sure if I have money to live for tomorrow. You know? So it's very subjective also.
True. I agree with that. Alright, so that's all about my part. I will pass it to Jeffel to continue with the interview. Thank you.
Thank you, Race. Hi, Mr. Kevin. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. So may I know, do you prefer to use an internet search engine like Google to search something, or do you prefer to travel to physical shop to check out and purchase an item?
I mean, okay, fine. If you would say, firstly, I would say Google, but then sometimes it also depends if the Google provides enough information, right? If a place is like, oh, one people only comment, say, this place is nice, versus like 100 people say it's nice. Of course, you wouldn't trust the one versus the 100, right? So it also depends if there's bias towards whatever is searched online.
Would you like go check their review from the Google Map? Like if you want to go to a restaurant or what?
Yeah, I would do that, but like I said, it also depends a lot of things. Depends on how many people say it's good. If one people say it's good versus 100 people say it's good, and also depends how new it is. Because the thing is, restaurant don't maintain. Restaurant always change. Maybe one people say bad, and then they try to improve, and then recently they got better, and I might give them a second chance lah. If if I ever been there, but I have very level also, like very varying level of experience also. So it's a mix if you ask me.
I see. Thank you. So may I know, how often do you check your email or social media?
Email wise, almost every day because I'm working. So
okay.
Yeah. Social media, it depends. I could say if I'm free, I would look at it. If not, I'll just leave it.
All right.
Yeah.
So next, what types of e-payment methods do you prefer, like GrabPay, Touch and Go, Apple Pay, or Maybank to you, etc.?
Usually, I would say Touch and Go. The reason being is that it's widely accepted. So to me, it's more convenient, I would say.
Okay, thank you. Next, may I know, would you rather order coffee on your own or require assistance from the coffee employees? For example, the cashier to ask for what is their best seller, or what do they recommend for you?
It depends if I'm familiar with the type of coffee, because coffee comes in various form, like kopitiam also is considered coffee, and then I know a lot of types of coffee, but so it really depends on if I'm familiar with it. If I'm familiar with it, then most likely I would know my preference. If I feel like exploring, I will just say, give me a bestseller or something, right? So it's part of exploration as well into my hobby.
Okay, moving on. Have you heard about King Yuan coffee?
Not really.
Okay, let me tell you. For information, King Yuan is a Malaysian-Vietnam coffee startup founded by two Malaysian founders, Radius Kaur and Henry Tan, who were both a graphic designer. But now they are fully dedicated to making quality and fresh, affordable coffee to Malaysians. And so now they have been selling Vietnamese-style coffee successfully for over the past 2 years, since June 2019, and have built loyal, returning regular customers as well as new customers. So for those who want to explore different kinds of coffee, perhaps you can try their Vietnamese specialty like yogurt coffee, egg coffee, or coconut coffee.
I see. Interesting.
You have to give it a try?
Yeah, sure. I would.
Okay. I think that's all from me. Now let me pass to Susan. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jeffo. Hi, Mr. Kevin and Susan. So nice to meet you here. So next, I would like to ask question regarding the application of apps which can be executed in a coffee shop. So do you think that buying coffee via official application or online is applicable for you?
I mean, yeah, on the busy days, I think an app will really help. Especially, you just want to go there and pick it up instead of just buying online. Instead of just going there and order and wait. So I think that really helps.
All right, sure. So if a coffee store they have their own mobile apps for user, would you prefer to order coffee from their apps or like from food delivery apps? For example, like Shopee Food, GrabFood.
I see. So usually Grab and Foodpanda will charge extra, meaning that the price on their app will be different from the coffee store. So of course, everyone wants to be cheaper, right? So if it's cheaper on the app, definitely the app.
All right,
Yeah.
true. So had you had any unpleasant purchase experience through coffee shop official application?
So far, not really because I picked up my stuff. So yeah.
All right. What is the main reason for you to not purchase coffee online or using an app?
One reason I would say is the miscommunication between the app and the coffee shop because not everyone knows how to use the system, and I know Malaysian is not that IT literate, I would say. So sometimes what they see, what you put it on the app, may come out differently, and then you get the wrong coffee. But
Yeah, true. Sometimes like a bit more not that digitalized and something is right. So next, when you are crave for a coffee, what method would you prefer to purchase? Is it via walk-in or using food delivery?
I mean, depends on the coffee shop. If I'm just outside, right, just passing by, right, so I may be go in and then see what coffee they have, and then I will just order on the spot. Yeah.
All right. So assuming that you will try Key Nuance coffee in the future, would you mind if you receive a lukewarm coffee when you order a hot coffee online?
Sorry, what coffee?
Lukewarm coffee. You already order a coffee, but you receive a lukewarm coffee. Would you mind?
If it tastes well, then that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I see. All right. So, what are the main concern when you making an online purchasing?
Like I mentioned just now, I would say sometimes you order one thing and then they give you another thing, or there might be a delay. Let's say someone walk in first, but then you order first, and then they deliver the coffee to that guy first. So gets annoying.
All right. So the last question for me, do you trust online payment or do you prefer to pay cash on delivery?
I would say online payment because it's easier.
All right, sure. I think that's all from my side regarding the apps application. So now I will pass to Adam to ask regarding e-menu. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Xiaoxuan. Now, I'm gonna ask about. Hi, Kevin. Now, I'm gonna ask about e-menu. So my first question is: have you experienced scanning any e-menu at any restaurant or cafe before? If yes, do you find anything like particular difficult to operate, or it's not user friendly for you?
E-menu, right?
Yeah, e-menu.
So recently, I went to a restaurant. After I scanned the e-menu, guess what came out? The advertisement came out.
Okay.
So I have to watch the advertisement before I can go to the menu itself. So I would say that's the unpleasant one. Another thing is if the menu is too big and then your internet is very slow, and then it become very slow as well. So as far as I know, these two are the main annoyance, I would say.
Yeah, totally agree with you. So, based on your past experience, so did the actual food or drink that you have received match the image that illustrate from the e-menu? Is it like matching when you order the food from the or the drink from the e-menu? Is it like different or the same?
Mostly it's the same, I would say.
More or less
Mostly.
the same lah, basically.
More or less lah.
Okay. So if a physical coffee shop practice like e-menu, QR code, ordering system, would you prefer scan to order or order from a cashier?
Sorry, come again?
So if a physical coffee shop they
Mhm.
practice like e-menu, QR code, ordering system, would you prefer scan to order or you just order from the cashier?
Oh, if there's an ordering system, I
Yeah.
would say I would take the ordering system because sometimes you have to line up and ordering is much faster. But if there's menu, I would say ordering by the cashier will be faster.
So you feel that the e-menu is more convenient for you, right?
E-ordering, yes.
Okay. So do you believe that ordering through like e-menu might reduce the awkwardness when you're unsure about ordering what to order? Like basically, when you order e-menu, you have more time like to think about. But when you go to cashier and you are unfamiliar with everything, and there's no image illustrate for you, so you have to like order like quite fast. So do you prefer like e-menu or like order at the cashier?
If you put it that way, I would say e-menu will be much better because you can take your time to look at it. If not, if you're at the cashier, then you're in a rush because there might be people lining out at the back, and then you're pressured to make the choice.
Okay.
So e-menu is
Understandable.
better.
Okay. So my last question is like, do you think that the design info like the nutrition fat, like sugar level, calorie intake, and the category for the e-menu are crucial for you as a consumer, like to order it, or do you think like it's not that as important for everyone? How about you? What do you think about it?
To me, not really, because I'm not that health conscious. When I want it, I want it lah.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Ms. Kevin. Now I'll pass to Jay to talk about the self-serving kiosk.
Hello, Miss Kevin. Mr. K, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Alright, so apologies on that. So, I just want to ask, like, do you prefer like traditional kind of like service or like using the machine, like the one that McDonald's have?
Come again, sorry.
So, like, do you prefer like traditional service, like you go to counter and order your drinks, or you prefer just order via a self-service kiosk?
Oh, I prefer a kiosk.
Oh, can I know the reason?
As I mentioned to Adam just now, one thing is you can take your own sweet time.
Mm,
No one is there to pressure you, and then you can see everything clearly. You can literally see what you order, and then if you want to make any cancellation last minute, you can do it. I mean, I've cancelled on the spot before. I feel a bit in Hokkien I say or call it, I don't know what to say in English.
yeah, okay, I understand that.
Correct.
So,
would
I
say
guess
kiosk is better.
yeah. So let's say if like a coffee shop install a self-service kiosk machine, right? Do you think it's like convenient for them and also from your side? Like maybe you can customize your coffee. Do you think it's a good idea?
I think it's a pretty good idea, provided that the shop offer customization. If it's literally just a 5 things menu, there's no point of making a kiosk.
Mm. Have you tried to use like taking orders about like coffee by using a kiosk before?
Not really.
Okay, so I guess like if there's a coffee shop had implement this, will be quite cool, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, so do you feel like unsafe when a self-service kiosk like collect your personal information, like your name, like your contact number? Do you feel a bit like unsafe?
I mean, yeah, if it collects without consent, then I would definitely feel unsafe.
Alright. So let's say if they just collect just for like once like they collect your phone number or maybe your name, they will like serve you. So that's why they need your name. Then it should be fine, right?
Yeah, as long as they state the purpose
Alright.
clearly, then it's fine.
Okay, as long as they state the purpose, like why they need your name and your contact number, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So have you ever had a negative like experience while ordering via a kiosk? maybe like laggy or like not user friendly, or maybe
Yeah.
payment issue.
Yes, payment issue is one thing, and laggy, and then suddenly the computer just turn off by itself. Yeah, it happens a lot in Malaysia.
Okay, so let's say if like a coffee shop they would like to like install a kiosk, right? You think it is very important that the design should be user friendly and it should be operate well, like will not like shut down all of a sudden, right?
Yes.
Okay. So to what extent do you find ordering from a self-service kiosk is like convenient?
Okay, this question actually it depends actually. The thing is for coffee, right? Most people they prefer grab and go. And in my opinion, grab and go stuff doing a kiosk is just a waste of money because you want it fast, but kiosk actually slow things down because you have to press this, press that, for this, for
Yeah.
that. I think if it's a grab and go business, is I would say very fail lah. If it's like for dessert, then I think it might be interesting because you take your own sweet time, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely somehow agree with that lah because like people just want to like rush to a coffee shop and grab their drinks and go.
Exactly.
If they want to like have those kind of like kiosks, right, they will just like order from like those how to say those like just selling the coffee. They just do themselves like via the machine, the thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the coffee box like the machine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you find it challenging to order via a kiosk instead like ordering at a counter?
Other than sometimes user friendliness issue, the computer shut down all of a sudden, payment gateway problem, mainly is this three lah. I would say.
Okay. So what kind of features do you think is like very important for a self-service kiosk, especially for like just a coffee shop?
For self-service kiosk in a coffee shop. One thing is the user friendliness. In IT world, we call this user experience. Because a thing can look very nice, but then when the button placement is wrong, the size is too small, I think it really ruins the user experience of the kiosk or the app or whatever it is. So I think that is very important. And yeah, and other than that, is like I said, there's the payment gateway that is the main issue.
So let's say if they wish to like implement like a kiosk, right? I guess they need to like maybe have a test run first, whether the customers experience like provide feedbacks and then like make correction accordingly, right?
Correct. We call this user journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think like even if there's a kiosk, right, there's still a need for workers to serve and take orders at the counter, especially for a coffee shop?
Especially for coffee shop, it depends your target audience. If it's young people, then the need of having worker is actually much more reduced, and they can just reallocate the workforce to make more coffee. But if it's for older people, I think you definitely need people there to serve them, to talk to them. You know? Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I agree with them as well, especially like if like those old people, right, or maybe like older generation, they don't know how to function. They can just go to the counter to order, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so from what we proposed just now, right? So let's say a coffee shop adopted like e-menu, self-service kiosk, and also their own application, right? Which one you like much more like prefer for a coffee shop? Maybe you can rank from the first until the least.
Sorry, what's the three choices again?
Application, self-service kiosk, and as well as the e-menu, application, and self-service kiosk. Which one you like prefer the most and the least for a coffee shop?
I would say, okay, among the three, right? So the first one I would definitely say is the app. Second one would be the kiosk, and the third one would be e-menu, which is the oldest.
Can I know the reason like why you are strongly agree with like for a coffee shop to have their own application?
Because one thing is an app usually built in everything, you know, a lot of interface to ordering and to flexibility for delivery and self collection as well. So you can just order from your house and then you can just go pick it up or have someone deliver to you. If you have a kiosk, you have to go there and literally just press there. You have to go there. Basically, it's the flexibility. I would say.
So like for if let's say have a application, right, they can develop the like different kind of things into one thing, so they don't have to like have kiosk or e-menu. Everything can just do in an app.
Right. Oh, and to add on, you were talking about collecting personal data, right? So with the app that you can generate recommendation, everyone, especially right now, things like AI and machine learning is quite popular, I would say. So I think it really helps if you're using the app.
Yeah, and especially they understand like what you want, like their behavior, so
Right.
it's more easier to target your audience.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so before we end this interview, right, is there anything you want to add on?
Not really.
All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Kevin, for taking your time and sharing like all the useful insights from us. And can we have like a group photo before we end?
Sure.
All right. So Adam. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you.
I don't keep laughing.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Bye bye. Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
How was it?
Okay.